Welcome to Trading Lounge and the US indices for Thursday, October the 14th, starting with a Russell on the daily chart here. I'm kind of thinking this triangle's finished, as wave 3 here with an A, B, C, D and the E wave tucked in here. It's a little bit squashy in here, but I think that we could have ourselves a completed triangle at this point. Obviously, we need a push up to give us a bit of evidence of this. This green line in the middle here at I think it's 2. I'll check it on the tick chart anyway, just to make sure. But it's the balance line between the top and the bottom here. It's the center of this triangle pattern here. So you can see that we're above that. Let's just go to the tick chart and check on that. So this is it here on the tick chart. It's quite a big pattern, but we can just see wave 3 in here with an ABC for the A wave, an ABC for the B wave here, the A wave, the B wave, the C wave for the C wave here, and then the blue D wave over here. And then this is where it gets a little bit sort of tricky, but just stay there for a moment. So wave D here, we're looking for an A wave, and then an A, B, C for the B wave, and then an A, B, C for the C wave of the E of 4. So I'm wondering if we're done here, I can get an impulse wave out of this, but I can also count that as a corrective as well, so I need to be a bit mindful about that. We talked about being long yesterday. This got moved around. I'm not sure exactly where that is, but yeah, let's just see how that builds, shall we? What do we got here? So this is the balance line through here. That's the balance of the whole correction. And you can see how it's sort of been snaking across here, and now it's got it as support here. Yeah, so let's see if that sort of holds up. It can be counted as an impulse wave, but also corrective as well. But this one here is a bit more impulsive. So let's just see if it builds off here. I mean, obviously, when we're talking about the levels, we've got minor levels. We've got from the 200 to the 300 up there. And then the next, we can look at group 1, which is 10, 20 and 30 in here. So I think that we should put 30 in, which is very close to the balance line there. And then the next level is 50, which is here. And then because we're going from 200 to 300, the numbers are really just a Fibonacci sequence. 1, 2 and 3, 5 and then 8. And then of course with 8 we put in group 2, which is 65. Put that there roughly, and then we can also look at the 72 there as well in that case, so we'll put that in. So let's see if we get a climb out of the Maya here. At what point should we look at this in terms of being bullish? Well, here I can see that this little move here, if we just focus on that for a moment, it looks like we've got wave 1 here and 2 here, doesn't it? And then we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave. So this will be a fourth wave pulling back to the fourth wave of 1 lesser degree, basically, and end of session, of course. And then we'll have some sort of ABC pattern pulling back into this here. So looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then moving up there. So I think what we could do is we could just take this and pop that on there, and we'll look at this. So I don't know if this is going to pan out, and but we need to start working what we see. So wave 2 here and going up for wave 3 up there. I'll just pop that in, and this will be the ABC correction here. So this is what you'll have to work out, otherwise we'll pick this up tomorrow. And let's see how that plays out at that point. Okay, so we want that B wave there. Okay, let's move over to the NASDAQ and the S&P, and this is how we've been looking at it, with from wave 3 here to wave 4. And we're looking at, the ABC for the W, the X, and then the A, the B, and the C wave coming down through here. So what I may have to do here, I mean, obviously we need to talk about, in any of these stages here, we need to talk about the bullish side and the bearish side, because we're trying to find the low. Now, just because I've got this here, that doesn't make it right, you know. What makes it right is the market making it right. So I've always said that getting support on the 15,000 would be the would be the catalyst to call the low in. The market has migrated, it's come down, it's bounced off the medium level, back up, and then it's come through, and then it's retested it here. So it's basically migrating from being support to resistance over here. But at the same time, we're looking for a low. I also find it a little bit difficult, because that's the low there, right? I find it very difficult to count that in 5 waves here. It's sort of virtually impossible. It may be to be able to be done on the cash market, and that needs to be checked. But otherwise, as an ABC in 3 waves here, I kind of like that, you know, and that means we should be taking out the low here, and that's what I've been waiting for. I know there's different ways to count this, and in the next chart, what I've done is this is a double zigzag, a WXY, but in the X to the Y here, I think we may even need to look at that as a zigzag as well, in terms of a W and an X and a Y here. And what that would do is it would make this this move down through here as an ABC, as an A and a B and a C wave here. So when we're looking for our lows, we may just get the low to this wave 3 here. So if I go to the hourly chart here, just to show you what I'm talking about here, is that X wave up here. Because we're working in lots of 3 and ABC here for the W and ABC for the X here, and then an A and a B and a C wave here. So just coming down into 14.2, 14.3 sort of area here. I can still call this wave 1 here and wave 2 over here. It doesn't really matter. It's still 50, 60% retracement level here for that. So we're still expecting, you know, a move up into that, and then basically working lower at that point. So the only way I can turn bullish, you know, because I just don't see 5 waves in here, but it may be there in the cash market. I'll need to double check that. But the only way I'll turn bullish is if we see the market come up onto the 15,000. It's the only way I can do it. I know that this can be counted in different ways here, and it's a bit difficult with this spike here as well. Sometimes I sort of ignore the spike and just sort of count it a little bit differently, but it still doesn't make any difference. It's still this, we're looking for that rally yesterday into the box here, and yeah, so we need for that to play out. So I suppose if you wanted to short this, then the short trade would be, this is all a group 2 here, 65, 72 and 80. So if you wanted to short this, you would need the 72 as the resistance here. So would need that bounce coming back onto that, and then coming through and locking under there, and then taking that low out at that point. That would be about the closest I could get you to the market using that particular price point there. So you'll need that setup there. There's probably a bit more to go up here, one more push to the upside perhaps, but we'll have a closer look at the S&P on that one, I think. Yeah, so they're the 2 counts that I've got. So the only difference is that in the other count that we had, this wave C here was wave 3, so they don't have a wave 4 and 5. So we'll talk about that more if we actually come down through here. I think that we will, because I just can't get 5 waves out of this. You know, if I could get 5 waves out of this, then we could look at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 1 and 2 here. But even as a wave 2, it's rather big compared to this, you know. But we need to look at this with the SP500. That makes a bit more sense, looking at this as a 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, which we will look at. But I have to say, I can only turn bullish unless we get a classic trading levels pattern sitting on top of the 15,000, that would look a bit like this here, some sort of pattern like that, and then we would go long at that point. That's the only way I can see it. I'm talking about safe trade, you know, like people say, yeah, but Peter, you missed all of this, you know. Well, apologies about that. I just can't do, you know, it's all about the timing, you know, and having a reasonable sort of win-loss sort of ratio, you know. So, yeah, okay, let's look at the S&P. So for the S&P, just to remind ourselves that this 38.2% retracement level here is down closer to the 4,041 sort of area here. Now it doesn't have to reach that, but you'd have to say that it's still a long way away at this point. If it does go up from here, or if it just, let's just say that it comes down into this space here and then moves up, it's still quite a long way from here. So then I would say to myself that it's not this wave 4 that we're working with, it would be a smaller wave 4 of 1 degree smaller. Okay, so that's something that we need to discuss along the way. There's a good case here that we could look at this as wave 1, put this Y over here, and then look at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 1 and 2 here, and then going up, and we'll look at that as well. But as I mentioned with this market, it's really the 4-4 here that we need as the support here, because that's really where all of this correction has just been swinging around that number back and forth, isn't it, you know? So the market has to prove to me that it's actually strong, so it needs to be above that price point. We may be able to get it earlier, but anyway, I'm just saying, I'm just going to put that in a straight line there, so it'll just give us a bit more definition about that, you know, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Sticking to that number. Will it drop from here and then have another go at it? Will it find support back up on here? These are the things that we need to understand. So let's go for a little journey. So this is how we've had it. I can just bring that across there more. Just kind of following this trend line really for this type of thing, you know. So double zigzag, ABC for the W, the X, the A, the B, and the C here. And once again here, I might have to change that to a W and an X and a Y here as well. And that would make this down here in 3 waves, an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave coming down here, and then going up at that point. So that's what we need to look at. So in terms of going long, we can look at this as wave 1 here. You know, we can put, let's just do it, shall we? We would put this here, this and this here, and then do we have any here? We have some ones here, so that would become wave 1 there, and that would become wave 2 on that low there. I need some extra drawing space, so I'll take those off. So that's possible, but you know, we're not above the safety line here, above that support there, so we just need to be, you know, a bit mindful about that situation. But anyway, let's go in and have a closer look. So in this case, into this hourly chart here, I have changed it. So from wave 3, well, I've got wave 3 up there. And that's an irony, isn't it? Because we're looking at, if it doesn't pull back, we'll put wave 4 there, but just blue wave 3 there. But anyway, an A and a B and a C for the W, the X. And then I've got this here as a W, an X, and a Y. Now, it's probably wrong, but what it will do for us is it will remind us that coming down here, as an A and a B and a C, that can be the low. But at the same time, it could also be wave 3 here, and then we'll have to work out wave 4. So that's going to be a little bit of an issue as well until we get that sorted out in case we get one more low there, do you know? So I'm just looking at it in two different ways. So we'll just be a bit mindful of how this progresses. So currently what we're doing yesterday, we were looking for this as a wave 2 pullback in here, but I've got it as a wave B now because it was just a bit big for wave 2 compared to this here. And this can be counted in different ways here as well. It could be counted as an A, B, C here for the A wave, the B wave and the C wave. So an A, B, C here, that would make sense. That's why I've got it as an A wave, an A and a B and a C here. This is a bit choppy in here for this. But I think looking at it, I think there's one more little move to the upside before that drops. And the thing is that, if this here becomes the support, well then we just need to go long from that point. So if it does go up there, it's still not a reason to go long at that point. The only way you can go long is waiting for that first high above the level. We've had it here before. We've had that here before. We could have gone long here. We could have gone long here or here. But it didn't eventuate, So but if it does, if that top is taken out or the second top here, then we can go long from that point. I know it's a long way here and you could have made all that money and woulda, coulda, shoulda, got in at the bottom and all the rest of it, but the reality, it's not like that. I just wait for safe trades, and this is a pretty sticky situation, all of this correction, coming into this wave 4, I said it would be messy, and it's messy, and I won't always get it right. It's not like an impulse wave, Yeah, you got it. Let's just go to the tick chart. Just want to have a look at this little space in here for a moment. I don't know how I've labelled this here, but it doesn't matter too much if it's right. Okay, so that's how I've done it. That's okay. So I've just labelled it from the B wave here. I've labelled as an A and a B and a C wave for the A wave, and then an A wave here, 5 waves here for the little A, 3 for the B, and down for the C for B. So an A and a B and a C wave here. And just looking in here, I've used up all my labels. So we've got, I'll just do it by hand. Yeah, it's going to go higher. Okay, I'm just going to borrow these because I can't put any more objects on the chart. Can't even remove that, can I? Huh. Okay. So I don't need that. I'll need that. I need that. What else don't I need here? I'll need all of those at some point, so don't need these. That's something. Okay, just back here a bit. The first thing I can see here is that this move here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave. So this to me is an ABC. So it means we need to be taking out that top there. So we can put wave 4 here. I have to look at this as, oh no, I could do that, can I? Just got to get that right there. Just 1 second. I can see this in 2 ways. I can call, yeah, the strong 5th wave there. It really looks part of the 3rd, doesn't it? I'm going to leave it there, and that will leave this. I'm going to go 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 in here, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd wave, A, B, C for the 4th wave, even though it overlaps here, and the 5th wave looks more like, not quite like a 5th wave, but it does leave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the 3rd wave. and that will be the fourth, and then we're looking up for the fifth here. So we're just looking for a move above this high here. So we can look at that in terms of this one here, and we can go to, if I can just really want to follow that up to, probably do that a bit better on the, don't need that one, but to the 4380. Now it would make a bit more sense really if I put if I built this up a, oh no, that's okay, yeah, but that overlaps there too. See, I can see a case for putting this wave 1 here and this wave 2 here, but then that would leave me as 1, 2, 3 up here. So that's not going to be 3. 3 would have to be over here, and then 4 would have to be over here, and then 5 would be over here. So I think it's going to take me too high, and then that would be more like a bullish count at that point. So yeah, anyway, just if you can resolve that, that's one little issue that we need to fix. But otherwise I'll take the very conservative count and look at this edging a little higher in here. I hope that it does go a bit higher. I've got a small long trade on this, but yeah. So there we go. So we'll leave it at that. So I'm expecting a move up to the 4380 and then rolling over from that point. Now, if I get this totally wrong, and then we're in a bull market, we're already in that bull market, then we would definitely need to see support on this 4,400. Okay, that would be the long trade at that point. Okay, so that's it. Otherwise, we just got to wait it out. You know, see which way it moves at this point. I'm just going to go back to the hourly chart. See, in this case, we can look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't get that on the NASDAQ though, you know, so we can look at that as wave 1 here and ABC for wave 2 here, then wave 1 and A and a B and a C here for wave 2 here, and then moving up higher from that point. But we need proof of that. We need a bit more proof, you know, so that 4,400 would have to be it at that point. I mean, we can see that the Russell wants to push up. So, yeah, I mean, maybe that is it. Maybe it's all, you know, maybe that's done and dusted. But I just don't see it on the NASDAQ. So it just means that we need to be a little bit careful, you know. Let's just be a little bit more patient. And, yeah, so we'll see if this plays out, and if that's the case, then we know what to do. Also too here, I just want to point out that from 4,400, the sub levels here is 410, 420 and 430. So what we're really looking for here is we're looking for support on 430, because 430, yes, it sets the target to the next level, which is the 450 up here, but more important, what the 430 does, it tells us that if we get tested support on the 30, on the number 3, then it's telling us that we're leaving the closest largest number. We're leaving this number, and if we're leaving this number, that means we're going up to this number. You know, we've still got to get through 50 and 80 and so on, but that would be the case. So in this little area through here, the general idea, if you can and work it, is to get an order quite close to the 400, but make sure you don't get it on this side. Make sure that first high is in play here, and then try to build it through here. Yeah, so yeah, getting at least 4 trades in at the last one at getting that 430 here as the support, having 4 trades to that point. You're not going to get it at 430. It's going to be like 433 or 435 or something of that nature. But if you can get 4 trades in here, then we can use that to build on the 50 and the 45 at that point, you know, and just keep building on that point. So okay, that's it. I think that's all I really needed to say. Okay, let's see which way the cookie crumbles. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.